Hey, what is up everybody? We're here today for a brand new video. Super excited to bring to you guys a spoiler review on Infinity War. This is a spoiler warning. I'm going to get some stuff at the bottom there, but spoilers. If you have not seen Infinity War, click away. If you did click, very much appreciate it, but click the subscribe button while you're there too, and the like button. But go ahead and click away if you haven't seen the movie. If you have seen the movie, go ahead and watch this video. I'm going to go ahead and introduce my guest here today. Who do I got with me? I think your name's Eddie. Is that what your name was? It's a brand new guest, guys, so it's pretty cool. Eddie, introduce yourself.
Hi, I think I'm Eddie. I have Disneyland Resort Photos, which is a Instagram and YouTube channel. And we usually focus on everything Disney, which Marvel's owned by Disney, so I get to jump in and join these guys on this one too.
Chris, we know you, but introduce yourself again.
Yeah, Chris, Bento Entertainment Studios, Toferis 10, The Works, good stuff.
The works.
The Works.
The works. Anyways, alright, so here we go. Let's jump right into it, everybody. So, Infinity War released April 27th. That was the Friday release date. April 26th is when we saw it, the Thursday before. I agree it came out of this movie a mess, as everybody did, almost everybody did. I have a lot to say about this film, but I'm actually just going to go and jump right to these guys right here because I want to hear what they had to say about the film. So, Eddie, we're going to start off with you. Overall review, thoughts on the film.
Man, I loved it. I loved every part of it. I liked the storyline. I liked just every aspect of it. The only thing that was kind of a bummer, of course, is just at the end, the majority of everybody pretty much dies, which is hilarious because beforehand I told you guys everybody was going to die, and you guys all laughed. And
always that one person.
Sure enough, I ended up just guessing right. I had no idea, but it worked.
Side note, I am the only person who did not guess a single thing right about this film. Chris said something too. What was your prediction?
I don't remember.
There was something he predicted that was right. My cousin David predicted that Loki was going to die. He dies right off the bat. I predicted that Iron Man was going to have some Wakandan tech and that's what his nanobots are, but I was completely wrong. I had nothing right about this film. And I was even more distraught at the end of the movie when... We'll talk about that later because we know what happens. But, Chris, overall thoughts on the film?
I thought the movie was amazing. I really did. I did hate the ending, like most people, but I think it kind of, for me, it put a little more. I didn't like the ending.
Okay, really quick.
Yeah, no, good.
So we've seen it twice now. So
yeah.
Does your opinion change on the ending after seeing it a second time?
Not really.
No.
I think at this point, seeing it the second time, it raised a little bit more questions as far as, okay, so how are they going to recover from this?
Right.
And so it was kind of nice seeing it the second time. If you've only seen it once, I definitely suggest trying to see it twice, just for that reason, because you really get the chance to look at the finer details and try to not over-focus on the entire movie itself, but focus on like all the smaller minutes in it and trying to piece stuff together because you already have a little heads up.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it didn't really change my opinion of it. I think it just heightened the more love for the movie.
Yeah, and like I said, I love the movie. Like, don't get me wrong. If you haven't seen it, oh my god, you need to see it. It's 10 out of 10. I give it an 8 out of 10, but more so because... And now that I've watched it, I've recovered and grieved and mourned, and I've thought more about it, and then and everything like that. Like, I do want to see it again. I've only seen it once, but I do plan on trying to see it at least one more time while it's still in theaters.
I'll go with you. You want to go?
Yeah,
you want to go too?
I'm down.
Okay, that was weird.
Okay, but I love the movie as a whole. I think that they know what they're gonna. The Russo brothers know what they're doing with this. Like, they know what's gonna happen. It's not gonna be ruined or anything like that. But I still, just the ending was that cliffhanger though. It really made me mad. I hate cliffhangers like that, but I mean that's the reason why they give it.
Right. So we actually have a couple of news stories that have actually come out. I think it was Joe Russo went to his home or his alumni college. I think it was Iowa Tech or some school in Iowa, where he did like a surprise kind of visit and he talked about the movie and a lot of things that went on. And he released a lot of information that kind of helps us form more theories and speculation towards the next film. So one of the things he said was that Gamora is pretty much dead. So she's for sure gone. So there's that. Another thing he said was that the place where Thanos is not at the very end of the film, but when him and Gamora meet, baby Gamora meet, it's in the Soul Stone. So that scene where it's like he's like in the water kind of, and there's like
it's like a little gazebo thing.
Yes. And he's talking to Gamora, says, was it worth it? That's in the Soul Stone.
So they confirmed that the Soul Stone.
Yeah, and I don't know if Do you know? You probably know, but Eddie, I don't know if you know, but in the comics, the Soul Stone is a pocket universe, so there's a whole other world inside that stone, and that's the only stone that has like a universe in it, and that's kind of where the souls would go when they do die.
Okay.
So with that in mind, now that we know that he's in the Soul Stone at the end of the movie, or that he sees the inside of the Soul Stone, that we could get the people that do die in the film from there, and that could be a kind of connection. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be pretty insane.
So yeah, it's a lot of different kind of things that we can speculate on. I don't remember a lot of other things that he talked about. I try not to read that stuff because I don't want to know what's going to go on. I have my own things, and that's what I want to think about. But from there, we'll just kind of go. All right, so now that we've talked about our overall sense or our overall enjoyment of the film, we're going to go on to move to the next part where we're going to be talking, as Thor has once talked about his hammer, if this movie is worthy of holding the world record for the biggest box office opening weekend in history. And I know it's sad for you, Eddie, because you love Star Wars, but it beat Star Wars by what was it, like $11 million?
I refuse to confirm or deny that claim. I think they're lying. It's a conspiracy. I don't believe it.
You want to recount?
Yeah, I want to recount right now.
Yeah.
I think Germany got involved in this one.
Germany. This movie wasn't released in Russia until like last week. This week.
Oh man.
Sorry, you're not winning this one.
No, I'm not.
All
but
right.
honestly, I think it was.
You think it was?
I totally think it was. I mean, as much as I do, I love Star Wars. Like, you cut me and a lightsaber will probably come out of my arm into the blood. Like, I love Star Wars. But every aspect of this film, between the soundtrack, the imagery, the storyline, the way that they tied everybody together in the way they did, as well as the way they left you at the end, I think it's totally worth it. And I honestly, as much as I love Star Wars, I think I think it topped Star Wars, and as far as a product that was delivered. I mean, especially for nowadays, I mean, all the abilities that you have with video editing and image work, that was phenomenal. I really do want to see it in 3D, just to see some of those scenes in 3D and just kind of have that image pop out more at you. But I totally think it was worth it.
I mean, it was a 10-year investment.
Yep.
So I think it paid off in the end. I think it was worthy. I think it's starting to wrap up too, but
When do you wrap up?
I think they're starting to move in a different direction. They're going to move in a different direction. But
Expand on that. I want to hear your thoughts on that now. I'm curious.
okay, I think that we're going to be getting new stuff. I mean, we've got confirms that Captain Marvel's coming out.
Right.
I think there's going to be a transition into possibly some new superheroes, not a new universe, but I think they're going to
Expand the universe, maybe.
So I really hope so. We know that Disney sealed the deal with FX Studios,
Yes.
which unlocks potentials to rights to X-Men, Deadpool, Fantastic Four.
Yes.
So I think that with this 10 years being up, I mean, come on, the cast isn't going to want to play the Avengers until they die, and that'd be like their only thing.
I would.
I know you would,
I would.
but I feel like some of the characters, they have contracts with these movies, and I think that's finally coming to an end. I mean, they're approaching that last bit, and I think that they're going to be moving with a new direction, a new kind of scope. To what degree, obviously we won't know until it happens, but I think this made the money that it was meant to make, and it's obviously going to make a lot more. So I do think it's worth it, but I think that they're like I said, this was a 10-year investment. From Iron Man 1 to today, it all came up to this specific peak, and so there's not much that they can do more with this series, or this groups. Okay. Yeah. So they're going to have to expand, or it's just going to go down.
Interesting. I'm actually pretty almost opposite. So I'm actually scared to see newer characters come into the play.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm scared too.
Yeah.
No,
I understand. Like I want. So what I want is that I want them to keep the same characters.
Yeah.
And add more. I just want more and more. Give me all of them. All the.
You're gonna have a Logan moment though.
I just
eventually.
Want everybody. No. We can have another Iron Man. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I don't like Iron Man, so we can.
Well, there's probably
Captain.
There might be a new Captain America.
I'm outnumbered here. Come on.
I still don't want another Captain America. Captain America's Captain America. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
I mean,
Chris
Steve
Evans?
Rogers?
No, it doesn't count.
Doesn't count?
Doesn't
What?
count. Just Captain. I'm
So
talking
it's
like
okay, so it's okay. I
the
understand.
character
Got
itself.
you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. But you don't like Iron Man.
Hate Iron Man.
Interesting.
Hate Iron Man.
We'll talk about that later. I gotta schedule you in for an appointment for that. Okay, so worthy or not, yeah, this movie made a lot of money and it's already close to $1 billion right now. I think it's at $975 million at this point.
Worldwide?
Worldwide. And it hasn't even released in China yet. And I still haven't seen it a third time yet. And I know how much money, how much my input will put into that amount. So this is going to be a huge movie. But next we're going to move on to the next part of the show. Show? It's a show. Which is going to be Dead or Dusted. So, what are your guys' thoughts on the ending of the film? Not the ending, but what happens at the end, where we see a lot of Avengers, including my beloved Spider-Man. Yeah, I'm crying still. What do you guys think happened to them? Do you guys think they're dead, or do you think they're just in the wind, ready to be reassembled? Avengers reassembled.
Well,
That'd be really bad.
yeah. That'd be a horror movie in itself. Well, I mean, we have confirmation that the Soul Stone, they are using the Soul Stone as a pocket realm. So we know that they're, I'm sure that if they've been killed by the Soul Stone or due to the Soul Stone, they've probably been transported. So, I mean, me and you talked about Spider-Man, his end scene, and the way that he worded what he worded. It could just have been improvisation, but I think that they can't kill the people that they killed and then not come back.
Right.
Just.
So do you think everybody's gonna come back? I mean, obviously we do have these films that are supposed to come out, like Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Black Panther 2, the next Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, other people that we lost, like we lost Bucky, we lost Falcon.
I think they're all going to come back.
All of them.
In some form or another, yeah. And based on the theories we'll talk later, I think there's that they need to come back in order for this to continue, for the continuation of the series and the franchise. So
Right.
I do think that if not all, almost all will come back in some way or another. Even like the humans that were gone and things like that. I think they're going to come back.
Okay. Eddie?
I'm kind of split. And the reason why is part of me thinks that you can't really assume it at all. And the reason why is with Disney also working with Marvel on a lot of it, what's the possibility that they might be trying to do a twist for, like what we're saying, is something completely different. We might see something completely different with a future movie with this. And for them to possibly not bring back some of those heroes that we really want to see again. So I don't know. I'm just excited for what they are going to do. I'm curious to see what direction they're going to take with it. Because like you said, with all these films coming out, like, okay, how are these films going to be, where are they going to be placed at?
Right.
Are they really going to be placed after this occurred? Because if so, I mean, how are you going to have a Black Panther film without Black Panther?
Spider-Man, that's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
What if all their movies are just these guys coming back?
And that's what I'm curious about too, is, I mean, at the end of, which, I can't remember which Superman movie it was off the top of my head now, the one where he, everybody thought he was dead, he was in a casket, buried.
That was
Injustice.
That was Injustice. That's a video game.
No. It was
Oh, not just
Batman
Justice
Superman
League.
is when he dies in.
Justice.
And then Justice League when he comes
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, so, I mean, everybody sat there and thought he was gone, but, I mean, at the same time, you know he's not gone, it's Superman. By the way, Superman. I know, Marvel, but anyways. So
We got a Cap and Superman fan. Yeah, you should not.
America. Yeah.
I got no
So
comment for you.
do we know when the next those movies come out? It will be after the Avengers next year?
So Spider-Man Homecoming is scheduled to release next July.
Which
So
would
July
be-
2019, which is just after.
Okay.
Black Panther 2 does not have a release date yet, but that one is really waiting on Ryan Coogler because he's the director of Black Panther 1 and they don't want to do that film without him.
Okay.
So once he says he's ready to go, they'll get on it.
Gotcha.
That's as far as we have on that. But there are reports that he has said that he's ready to go soon. He just wants to do other projects first, I think. So there are a lot of theories that we do have on... I'm looking at that camera, but I'm pretty sure it's off. Either way.
No, it's not. It's recording.
Okay, so there are a lot of theories that we have... So obviously we have a lot of theories on what happened to the characters that were dusted and the character that were dead, but we are going to have a segment later on the theories part of this, or our own theories. Sorry. Our own theories. and we'll get to that later. So next we're going to go on to our opinion on the best and the worst character from the Avengers Infinity War cast or characters. So Eddie, you go first.
All right, so
You can't say Captain America because that's just...
well, no, I'm not going to say Captain America. As much as I love Captain America, he did an all right job. I think he did. I think my absolute favorite character in this movie. It's really, really hard for me to pick between Iron Man and Doctor Strange. Yeah. And the reason I say Iron Man is we kind of got to see a little bit more of a deeper side of him in this episode, or in this movie.
It's an episode.
It's an episode of movies, yeah. But I think that's what kind of attracted me to him in this one. And then also Doctor Strange. I've kind of been leaning towards liking Doctor Strange after the movie. And I was kind of hesitant to it. And I don't remember what my restrictions were and why I was kind of like, he's all right. He's not that good. But seeing him in this movie and how much passion he has for people, even though he tries to be the whole superhero, like, this is my job, I'm going to protect this no matter what. Right. For him to give up something that he's protected and is protecting that can end everything for everybody for Tony Stark was pretty awesome to see and pretty humbling to see. But at the same time, like I said, it was awesome to see Tony Stark's character in this. The last few Iron Man movies I've seen him in, I'm just like, it's whatever. But seeing him in Infinity Wars and the way he portrays his character, I just think he did a way better acting job. I think the character had a better storyline and a better way to tell the story in the movie itself. So those are two probably my absolute favorites.
Okay. And worst? Or do you want? Well, actually, let's go Chris's favorite, and then we'll go to the worst.
Okay. I think my favorite was Doctor Strange.
You are a Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were a superhero.
I'd be Doctor. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. It's a good compliment. Wow. Anyway, so Doctor Strange is my favorite only because he saw the ending of this over
we're
14.
Do the meme. We're doing the meme.
Yeah, it's the meme.
Go on the meme.
14 million times, and he never spoiled one thing. No, I think what he did was the only option for him to do when he gave the time stone to Thanos. So I think this is needed. I think this is still part of the one path to succeeding and defeating Thanos. So him giving the time stone and allowing Thanos to wipe out, erase half the universe or whatever, was needed. So something's which means, because he said, quote, this is the end game now. We're in the end game now.
Yep.
So I think this is still a continuation. He's already seen what's going to happen here. I didn't think that because Doctor Strange is probably one of the more powerful superheroes in this MCU.
Now,
now.
Yes.
I mean, if you've seen Doctor Strange, you'll know that it wasn't the case at that point.
Yeah, lots of them.
But the time frame from then until now, you can tell exactly how much he's progressed. Like, he's exceeding everything. Mm-hmm. Still sad that Wong was just bailed.
Yeah, I think he's probably gonna have a bigger role in that.
Yeah, but I think the most influential and, in my opinion, the best was Doctor Strange.
Okay.
So.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I do agree with you on the whole outcome thing, because that's actually one of the things that we have not heard anything on from the Russo brothers. They have tried to debunk a lot of theories that are going around right now. Like there was one particular theory that they definitely debunked, and it kind of threw fans for a loop. But that's one they haven't even touched on. So I do think that one is actually going to be pretty prominent in the next film. I'm going to go ahead and mention my favorite character now. It's probably going to throw you guys for a loop, but it's actually Thanos. And it's Thanos because I know Eddie might hate me for this reference, or this comparison, but I see him the way that people saw Darth Vader when they first saw Star Wars.
Okay.
Now we see Darth Vader as a different kind of character because we've seen him for a long time. He has this kind of different story arc now that we have all this other lore. But Thanos, right now, since we're first seeing him in this film at least, in this way where he just wants to balance the universe, and sure there are other ways that he can do this, but this is the way that he sees going to work best because that's what he has experienced. So Thanos is actually my favorite Marvel villain, and I really actually respect what he's doing. Not that I support it, but I see what he can do, and I see when he talks to Gamora when they're at the throne room and he's talking about the the planet that he took Gamora from and how it's now thriving, it made a lot of sense to me. And in the same way that Killmonger, you saw Black Panther, right?
Yeah.
So in the same way that Killmonger is trying to find justice for the people that he wants to fight for, is sort of the way of seeing Thanos. I just think Thanos has a much bigger scale, and he's much more methodical with the way he's doing things. So that's why I really do appreciate Thanos as a villain.
I think that since you're talking about the villains, that the success for those two particular films, and they've done way more than any other Marvel film to date, is the villains are relatable. People have empathy for those villains, and it's not black and white. And you have a lot more people doing that. I mean, I have my opinions on it, but that's what caused more suspense, more anxiety and emotions towards these films.
And it's not just like, I want to blow up the world.
And you can tell that it's when they try to include that kind of plot and that kind of storyline to give those kind of emotions to the villains like that it's a very well done, and it's very complicated. And being able to make that work is what is really causing them to be likable, as well as successful in the films overall.
Right. Okay. Let's move on to least or worst favorite character. Favorite character in the film.
Surprisingly, Captain America.
Okay.
And as much as I love Captain America, I love the character itself, but I feel that he didn't do anything in this movie.
He didn't.
Like, literally. I feel like he just answered a phone call, called a few people, sent a few texts, maybe a few Facebook messages to people that were blocked or whatever, but that's it. Like, he did a cool few little fighting scenes, woohoo, but there was no actual, like, part where he did anything important. I really didn't like Captain America in it. I love Captain America, but I didn't really like him in the film itself.
You ready for this, Chris? I'm about to blow your mind. So, I agree with you. I think Captain America did not play a prominent role in this film compared to other films he's been in. But I think he actually had I think his role is more significant than you're giving him credit for, and the reason why is because he delivers one of the most powerful lines in the film, which is almost what I've not only what I've heard from other people, but what I'm actually starting to see from the films after seeing it a second time now, is that we don't trade lives, and he says that to Vision, right? And if you think about it, that is almost the entire plot line, at least for the side of the Avengers in the whole film. So Thanos is trying to eradicate the universe of at least half of its life, but at that point, like, if you're trading lives to make other lives better, you're trading them, right? So that's what the Avengers are trying to stop. So that's why I think that Captain America had a very prominent role in this film. Just, it's not very apparent, and I think it's going to come more into play in the next film. Which, I mean, they've actually said that they're going to get more time to the lesser characters. The people that didn't get more screen time this time, they'll get more screen time next time.
Well, yeah, because they're probably alive still.
Yeah, it's kind of process of elimination. Yeah. But that's just some backstory for Captain America. I've heard that a lot from other reviewers and other sources as well, so I thought that was a really cool kind of gem thrown into the film that wasn't really known for.
It was subtle.
So
well, I like the idea of it. I mean, it's a typical. I mean, you guys know me. I'm very pro. I'm very pro our country. I'm very patriotic. Yes. I love the United States. Like, I love my country. I served in the military. Like, this is America. Like,
yeah.
Rah! But no. But it's like, I feel like Captain America was playing into that role of being Captain America. He makes the patriotic, like how the United States would say, like the PC, the correct words, but he didn't physically do anything. So that's why I'm saying, I mean, not so much just because of what his character means. Like I said, I love what his character stands for. I love who he stands for. But as far as the role itself, I think that in order for you to be playing a good role in a movie, you usually need a little bit more than just one line. That means something. A line that means something.
All right, yeah, I respect it. Okay.
So.
All right, Chris, what is your worst villain favorite character?
Okay, so
villain character.
it's probably it's Star-Lord.
You can't say that.
I can.
That can't count.
Dude, you're cheating.
It's not cheating.
It's cheating because everybody says Star-Lord.
Yeah.
I don't say Star-Lord, and I'm gonna tell you why right now. Actually, so you saw Civil War. We saw Civil War together.
Yeah.
You saw Civil War.
Actually, didn't you see Civil
Were
War
you there
with
with us too?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was. Oh no, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
We went. We three saw something else.
Oh no, but we didn't. No, we saw it in Lodi. We saw.
Yeah, it was you.
Yeah,
you
were
with
there.
us.
You were there.
Yeah, I was. Totally saw it with you. I remember that.
Side story. Okay, so end of Civil War. we see Iron Man, Bucky, and Captain America in the base in, I forget where it's at.
Is it
Siberia.
Maine?
They're in Siberia, right? Where we see them at the facility where Bucky was made, basically. And then we see the footage of Bucky killing Tony Stark's parents, and how does Tony Stark react?
Oh shoot, I don't even remember.
He's pissed.
Oh, yeah.
He's PO'd.
Wasn't that when he started kicking ass?
Yes.
Okay.
Because he's pissed.
I thought so.
Yeah.
His parents, he just watched his parents die, and the guy who killed him is right there, right? He's mad. Obviously, he's gonna react in some sort of way. If you saw the person, what would you do? Same thing, right? Similar thing. That's gonna be in there. It's okay. So that obviously same kind of concept. He's very human in that way, and we have to remember Star-Lord is half human. So his reaction, it's not too far gone from like what anybody else would do.
The glove was off!
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't matter because he's mad. He's upset. Obviously, he's gonna take that anger out. And if dude,
Okay.
see-
Whoa. Okay.
So you say that, and I understand where you're coming from.
Doesn't make it right.
Does not make it right. The instances are completely separate.
But you can't call him a worst character because of that.
In this film,
That's
in his
true.
role,
I do agree with him on that.
You can't do that.
I
That's
have
not
some.
fair.
Okay, I will
That's like
give you
getting
some.
mad at someone for having anxiety. It's not fair.
Yeah. No. Okay. So I will give you another character that I thought was just terrible, but I did want to throw the Stark out there because everyone knows that. So I wanted to give it out. But like, you have a role that is dependent upon your life, the lives of the people around you, the ones that you've whole deal that are still alive for the rest of his crew, and then you ruin it because of you let emotion take over. I understand, and I agree with you. Like, you can't. Okay, I don't blame him for what he did, but I blame him for what he did. Okay.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
You can understand.
Nope.
Okay, so take your instance with Tony Stark. You find out the guy's right there. He's not causing harm or potentially destroying the world yet. I can understand Tony Stark going ape crap.
Actuality, your point just kind of proved my point even more because Thanos is still bent on killing everybody. Bucky, he was under mind control. So honestly,
Right,
Tony
but
Stark
they
is more in the wrong.
Oh
than
wow!
anybody.
They didn't know that.
Shoot, I can't believe I forgot that much of that movie
You
already.
need to watch that movie.
Yeah.
Man.
I just watched too many. That's the problem.
Right, but I understand what you're saying, and I agree. Like, the human emotion is there, but I still think that he was the worst character for that reason.
But that doesn't
in this film.
count.
No.
That doesn't count because
It does
can't.
count.
It doesn't
Not
count.
fair.
What do you mean it's not fair?
Because everybody knows he is the worst character in this film. But here's the other thing that so I'm not saying this person's the worst character, but here's something that I started
and I
thinking
don't say
about.
he's the worst character. Like, in this film, his choice to what he did.
You
I'm
can
sorry,
say it was
wasn't the segment worst character in this film?
No, it's the worst character
I don't
in
know
this
what you're trying to tell
film.
me anymore.
Yeah, his role.
Okay,
I think
pick
was
someone
the
else
worst.
because I can't have this conversation with you
Well,
anymore.
no.
We can talk.
So before, I've got to ask this. So have you guys wondered at all what would have happened if Mantis wouldn't have been sitting there talking about or saying what Thanos was thinking or saw? Do you guys think that he would have still gotten irritated to the point where he would have swung at Thanos?
I think so. I mean, yeah.
I don't think he's smart enough to figure
Yeah.
it out. I don't think he would have figured it out.
I don't
It
know.
would have been too late at least, and then
Well,
he would have been able to kick some ass. But
Maybe. I don't know. I still think that he would have. Because I feel like with Gamora not being there, Thanos would have said something to give that away.
maybe, but I mean, he was kind of almost asleep.
Almost. So I think that it's possible. But, I mean, we can talk hypotheticals, but at the end of the story, he did what he did, which
Man,
was
dude,
the
just
worst.
'cause
Yeah,
your
but
name is
he's not the
Chris
worst
too,
character.
That's why he's not.
Okay,
this.
let me-
'Cause his
okay.
name is Chris. He doesn't want
Yes.
to share a same name
Yes,
with this guy.
that's-
You're just jealous.
No,
because
it's
he's better
okay.
than
It's
you.
okay. You know what? I'll take Chris Hemsworth. Or, you know what?
Hemsworth.
Hemsworth. Yeah.
Is he a carpet? Is he?
Yeah,
Does he
yeah,
have
sure.
pants?
Chris Hemsworth or... Shut up, man! Don't get me started on you. No, I would take Chris Hemsworth or even Chris Evans over Chris Pratt. Like, those three guys are...
Well, no
But-
more Chris's.
Anyway,
Pick
okay, so someone
Yeah.
else.
Pick someone else.
All right, the Hulk.
Now,
The Hulk.
the Hulk himself.
Like.
Yes. I'm not
Okay.
talking. Okay, so if we're going to include Bruce Banner as its own separate person, yes. Hulk.
I do. No!
Like, what the heck was up with... Okay, so...
Dude, okay,
so
go ahead.
Hulk fought Thanos, got his butt kicked, and then he got blasted from wherever they were at to Earth. If that's the reason why he didn't come back was because he was scared, I'm sorry. That is just as bad, if not maybe a little worse than Star-Lord's reaction. Like, the whole film...
You would be scared out of your wits if you got your butt booked by Thanos,
okay, but
too.
you're going to do... Okay, but he was literally no help whatsoever. Look, you're trying to defend these people. Okay.
No, yeah. No, I get it.
You said Captain America.
Hey, and he argued with me.
Yeah, because of a line he said. He said like 5 words.
See?
And then you said he's the worst because he didn't do anything.
Okay,
because he didn't do anything.
Okay, the Hulk didn't do anything.
You're right. No, I agree.
Wait. He held off Thanos for a good 20 seconds.
For what? Not even 20 seconds.
Even Captain America did that.
Chris could do that.
Okay, I'm not a biochemically engineered human.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But
I could 10 seconds. Like
I mean, the fact that Mark...
Oh, wow, I get 15? Wow, that's awesome.
Because you have guns.
Yeah, I guess Thanos probably would just laugh.
Yeah, just go
Or get more irritated, yeah.
But
Turn him into
you guys told me that... Okay, so do you think that... So you think the Hulk's role in this film was less than Captain America's? Yes or no?
Less?
Yes, less influential.
I mean... I think they're...
Technically...
I don't think so. I really don't.
Let me go first real quick. I actually have something to say. So I think they're on the same level in the sense that Captain America did something underlying that nobody really can see unless they look super into the film. Someone like me who's like a Marvel nerd looks at everything way too much. But in the sense with Hulk, it's showing how powerful Thanos is right from the jump. So obviously we see Hulk as this giant. He can't be beat.
Well,
but
I mean, you see
Thanos just smack him down in like 10 seconds.
Well, and Thor's already like out on the floor, right at his feet.
Yeah,
so
but I mean, the way that we see
that.
Thor, I mean, he's not like. I mean, we've had this battle between Thor and Hulk, who's the strongest Avenger, and I don't know where we're standing at the end of Ragnarok, but Hulk is still super strong. And he's like basically like almost. He's almighty. He's the Incredible Hulk. So we don't think that anybody can beat him. And then when Thanos beats him, it shows us that he's strong, and we got to be scared of this guy. So I mean,
I agree. So I still think Captain America had less of a role, and the reason why is because the Hulk, which, like you said at the beginning, so the Hulk got his ass beat. It shows the strength of Thanos. At the same time, it shows how terrified that Hulk is of Thanos, which means the Avengers all as a whole should be just as terrified of Thanos. So I think that part of Hulk, in that way, I think he did. I think he did outplay Captain America because Captain America did just say a line and send text, in my eyes.
Yeah. Well, I'm listening to everything you're saying, but in my opinion, the Hulk had the least influential role as Captain America. Because even Captain America was at some point able to at least be there and try to defend. In which case, the result ended the same as the Hulk did, with both of them failing.
That's true.
And then throughout the entirety of the film, Bruce Banner was trying to call on that power. I mean, the Hulk isn't an intelligent being; he's just powerful. And the fact that he would have been able, if he was intelligent enough, he would have comprehended that he has more than just him there. It's an entire group of individuals who together could have theoretically taken Thanos down. Potentially. We don't know. But it's a theory in essence. However, the Hulk still was not a part of this film except in the beginning and would not come out to aid in the entire film. So saying that, we had Bruce Banner, who in my opinion was very dominant in this film and had a major role. And personally, I think Bruce Banner's character, acting and everything like that, was best in this film than any other film.
Okay,
I definitely agree with that.
I got a question for both of you actually now. Do you think it's because he has more screen time, or do you think it's because he actually had a role?
I think...
I'll let you
okay.
do first, yeah.
I think a little. No, I honestly think that... that's a tough one, because if it wasn't for him, no one would have known Thanos was coming.
Yes,
so
true.
I think that his role was dominant in that aspect in the beginning, and then I think just screen time throughout was a reason, was a factor.
I think, of course, dominance on the screen, just because how often he was actually a main portion of it. But I think emotionally, his character also dominated. Because now you get to see that side of him actually coming out as a hero in himself without the Hulk. So now you're not thinking of the Hulk as the only superhero, you're thinking of him as an individual. Yeah. So that is something that I actually really did like about that portion of the Hulk not coming out. Is it kind of, I think it subliminally kind of gave that message of you don't need to be big to be a hero. You don't need to be something that's literally modified or different in order to be a hero. You can be a hero in your own as yourself.
He reminded me, he's pretty much like War Machine in that aspect, War Machine and Iron Man, and the fact that you have the abilities to do it. Here's the technology to get to that point and go. So
all right, so
yeah,
loudmouth over here.
Yeah,
you've
shoot
got
down all of ours.
Every single little argument that you want to give us for every single one of our characters and why. So, who is your least favorite character?
Can I pick that one? No.
He's cool. What are
He's
you
not in
talking
the movie?
about? Actually,
Sorry, he's not.
Really?
Iron Fist. He's not in the movie. So, you guys ready for mine?
Let's hear it.
Sure.
You guys are gonna hate me.
I already hate
I'm ready
you.
for this backlash. Destiny still comes. It's Thanos. He's actually my worst favorite character still. So he's my favorite and my worst.
You're a dick. Really?
I mean, that's worse than Star Wars.
You can't even. No, we're not accepting this as an answer.
No, it's
I definitely want to hear why, because I mean, same thing as like me. You wouldn't expect me to say Captain America because I love Captain America so much, but I definitely it'd be cool to hear why. But you have to pick a different character too.
What?
We made him pick a different character.
Yeah, but okay, but it's different. I'll explain it, and then let's see if you guys agree or not.
No.
So let me talk. So the reason behind is the very 5 minutes of the movie where he's talking to Gamora, and actually it's that part, and then the part where they're on I forgot what it's Vormir. When they're on Vormir, the planet where they get the Soul Stone, and it's my worst. It's my reasoning because I mean we're seeing human emotion, but it's making me mad because he's not the kind of guy that we see as someone who has that emotion or even self-doubt almost, and we see that at the end of the movie where we don't know if it's self-doubt yet, but at the moment
didn't seem like self-doubt.
Huh?
Didn't seem like self-doubt.
Well, after the snap, post snap, okay. Jeez, get him some slack. He's I don't know what he's doing.
Cut Thanos some slack, the guy who half the universe.
Maybe he did it on. I don't know. I can't defend him. I can't defend him. I'm just.
He's a villain. That's why.
He is a villain. Yes. But that's not why he's my worst favorite villain, because he's a villain. It's because we're seeing him at the end of the movie where he's in the place or the Soul Stone that we now. Where Gamora asks if he's worth it and what it cost him. He says everything. And we're seeing some sort of sadness or some form of upset from him. He's I don't know what's going on in his mind, and I want to know why. And when I do that, I will change my opinion about him. But at this point, it's like, did you think this through? Like, I'm pissed at you. I understand you had this mindset, but now you're realizing that you could be wrong because you lost somebody that you love. And I mean, it's going to be really good character development for the character. But right now, at this moment, until we get that development, I'm pissed off at him because he had the resources and the material to do so much more, but he decides to do this one thing because he's focused on this one thing, and which in turn does make him a good villain. But if people want to look at him in a way that he's not a villain, like someone like me who wants to get a tattoo of this guy on my arm now, is like I don't know how to look at him, and it's confusing me almost.
But that's because he is the villain. It's because of his mindset that makes him so against everyone else.
I have to disagree with that comment though, and the reason why is because his mindset is a guided mindset, and it's a stubborn mindset.
Yes,
and so that's the hard part. So in the sense of he was guided to have a point of view to think that this is the only way, this is how it's supposed to be, and this is what I should do, and I'm going to respond out of what I know to do it. I mean, I have to disagree with that comment. I just for that reason. But
I think it kind of ties into Darth Vader too, almost.
It does.
Yeah,
it does. It will. here's the thing: is it ties into. I can't say a lot of villains actually. I think there's only Darth Vader's the only one who I can think of at the time, but. It's something that we see every day. Everybody sees it all the time. Like if you're grown up in an area where like this is typical, this is something that you see as normal and is okay, then it's hard to shift from that mindset. You can, but it's hard to shift from it. And he was so focused on that's why it came to that point. But that's
right. Well, which is why what makes him.
But that would be okay if
then you could say that Star-Lord's a villain.
Well, yeah.
He was focused. Well, yeah. In this one, he kind of is a villain. He kind of helped the villain. But I mean,
he's not technically he only became a hero because of chance.
Star-Lord's a hero.
Yeah, but in the beginning, he wasn't.
He's a hero.
He wasn't in the beginning.
Yes,
he
hero.
reformed.
Don't listen to him.
At the end.
So I agree with what you're saying. I get what you're saying, and I mean, I'm not going to agree with you, but I understand what you're saying. But it would be okay if Thanos was an actual villain. But with my idea of him now, after we see him in the Soul Stone where he's talking to Gamora, my question now is he a villain? Or is he regretting his decision? Because villains wouldn't regret their decisions. You know what I mean? And with Eddie's explanation of a guided mindset, it's basically what Killmonger had, where he wanted to release all of Wakanda. Sorry, it's a spoiler for Wakanda, or Black Panther
as well. Infinity Wars.
It's a spoiler in general. You should have already seen Black Panther.
I've seen it 3 times in theaters. But they want to do these things and they're focused on that, and then when they get there, was it worth it? And that's the question at the end of almost any villain should be thinking of. Even Loki kind of has that moment where he's almost apologetic for invading Earth, by what we see in Infinity War. I think he said something along the lines of sorry for that or something.
Well, his character development throughout all the things have eventually kind of shifted, but then he would still go back and back and forth.
Right, but that's even why I don't think that Loki was the best villain.
I don't think he's necessarily... I think he is a villain to Earth, but as a character and as he slowly evolves, I mean, one can still be a villain, turn and change.
Yeah.
But in this case, I still think...
So like that's what I'm just... That's my idea with Thanos.
Yeah,
like,
I still personally think that Thanos is still the villain.
Yeah, okay.
Well, yeah, of course, he's definitely the villain. But
I'm hoping maybe we see someone else come into play in Avengers 4.
I mean,
maybe
you're going to see someone... Well, yeah.
You never know.
You're going to get more villains, but I still... What is Thanos going to be?
You guys know who King is?
Kane?
Kang.
King?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. Kang, Conqueror of Time. He's another huge Marvel villain in the Marvel universe.
But what do you think of it? He's going to join the Avengers, Thanos, and save the
save
the world.
He's got an A on his glove.
With his with his broken gauntlet.
Okay.
Okay, is my reasoning, is it valid? Can I have him as my worst favorite character?
I mean...
Or do you don't want to pick someone?
I was under the assumption that it was a hero was the worst, like...
Well, no matter what...
It's a character.
No matter what, I understand why you feel that way, but I still would like to hear somebody else.
Okay.
I don't know about you.
Right.
Would you still like to hear somebody else?
All right.
If you guys give me so much crap on Star-Lord and then the Hulk on top of that...
You guys want my real answer?
Yeah. Oh, that wasn't your real answer?
I mean, that was. If you guys want another character, I'd have to say Thor.
I knew it.
For the sole fact that he came very late. Very late.
So,
I was like,
okay.
You were there.
I need my hammer.
You were so close, man. You literally came.
Let me get this straight. Your reason for Thor is because he arrived just too late.
Yes.
And then my reason for Hulk isn't good enough because he just
didn't
wasn't
show
there at all.
Yeah, because Hulk, he's scared. Thor's not scared. He's there to attack, but where is he when everybody's rushing Thanos?
Where's the Hulk when everyone's trying to
he's
save?
Scared, and it's a different character.
Okay, that's
entirely.
exactly why.
It's inside of a body too. Thor's not scared. Thor is just off fighting other people because he doesn't want to focus on Thanos.
He wasn't fighting other people.
He was fighting the other guys.
The only way that
the dogs.
No, the only way he could get.
Oh God, he went to get a hammer and he was gone for the full movie.
No. At the very right before the snap, when he throws the hammer at Thanos and hits him in the chest. He literally like you're 2 seconds too late. He already has the stone. Like
yeah, okay, I see your point there.
But then so then that would be my point to Star-Lord.
Exactly.
That's the reason Star-Lord was. If you just would have stopped it, that probably would have been the end there, and Thor wouldn't have even had to worry about it.
Star-Lord reacted differently. Star-Lord reacted for a different reason. Where Thor is just late. Thor is just late.
He had his reason.
He's like the
How?
guy.
What
Thor,
reason did he
Thor
have?
was like
Tell
the
me.
guy who showed up after everybody put the food
Exactly.
in the fridge at a party.
Exactly.
And if you are that guy, don't show up at one
He's
of
a
my parties.
Mexican for a party.
Right? I can say it too because I'm Mexican. He's one of the Mexican cousins who show up late at the party. Man. Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll take it.
Hey, at the end, that's your opinion. Hulk and Star-Lord are mine. Captain America's yours.
Alright, so that was a lot of fun right there. I hope you guys enjoyed that little part right there. If you guys have some best or worst characters of your in your own opinion, go and leave them down in the comment section below. We're gonna move on to our theories about what's gonna happen in Avengers 4 and what happened in Avengers Infinity War means for future Marvel films. I'm gonna start off today because I do want to give you guys my opinion on this, and it's long, but I'll make it short. So, if you guys haven't read the comics, I haven't read the comics, but there's a comic line known as Infinity Watch, and it follows Infinity War. Basically what it is, there are guardians of the Infinity Stones, and they're spread apart the universe now. So this is after the fact that the Gauntlet was created. It might have been before, honestly, I don't know. But the stones are being guided by different cosmic beings. One of them is Adam Warlock, another one is actually Thanos, and then another one is Gamora, and then there are 3 others I can't remember off the top of my head. But what I'm thinking, my theory is gonna be, it's probably not, but I think Avengers 4 will be called Avengers Infinity Watch, and what we're gonna see is different Avengers taking the roles of the Guardians of the Stone. So it doesn't kill off the Avengers, but it does put them in a spot where they're not going to be in the movies anymore because they are out in the cosmics doing their own thing, defending these stones.
So like a Planet Head. I'm just kidding.
It's always something. And maybe. So, and the only reason I'm thinking this now, and it's still a work in progress theory for me because I still don't know how they're going to bring back any of the characters. Maybe the person in Sword of the Soul Stone would be the person that brings everybody back. But actually, my theory is debunked now because Joe Russo said Adam Warlock isn't going to be in the Avengers 4. So let's move on to who wants to go next.
Let you take
theory's
it next.
gone.
So I think something along the lines of what you're saying, like we're going to see the original Avengers, or at least a portion of them, leave. I thought about this, but I didn't get too in depth of like which Avenger. But when Thanos achieved the Soul Stone, he had to sacrifice a soul for a soul. So I feel like something's going to happen where, because we saw the Gauntlet was destroyed, but the but the Infinity Stones weren't destroyed. You just can't use them. He's not able to use it anymore because of the Gauntlet. Well, we did see on the star, I forgot what it was called, but there was a mold for another Gauntlet. So yes. Never did. But I feel like there's going to be another Gauntlet made, whether by Thanos or the Avengers or whoever, maybe Thor. Side note, do you remember back in Spider-Man Homecoming when Happy was giving the inventory for what was on the plane, and they were talking about Thor's magic belt?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see something like that. Maybe that you can hold the Infinity Stones in that. I don't know. But anyway, so back to my original theory. I mean, why would you say that if it's not going to be in a film?
I guess that's a good point.
So, but I think that somehow they're going to get a hold of either the Soul Stone, or maybe all 5 and 6. And at the last minute, either 2 things are going to happen. The Avengers are going to sacrifice themselves to bring back the people who are trapped or dead, or there's going to be another major fight where in the end one of the Avengers is going to be able to steal or to snag the gauntlet from Thanos, and use the gauntlet themselves. Maybe someone who is able to contain the power, because we know that Star-Lord was able to contain the power of the was it the Power Stone?
Yeah.
So maybe he's going to be able to, or maybe they have to hold hands together in unity.
Yeah, but the only reason he was able to hold it was because of he was half god. Or
yeah, well, I mean, he still is.
No, he's not.
Oh, no.
Once that planet is gone from Guardians 2.
Oh, you're right. He lost his
stuff.
stuff.
Oh, crap. I didn't even think about that.
He's human. He's
okay.
Human. He can die. Bang.
I seriously never even thought about that.
Yeah. Well, I think that something's going to happen where someone is going to... They might use the gauntlet to either try to sacrifice themselves or use the time stone.
So really quick, adding on to that, actually, someone could be Vision. And the only reason I'm saying that is because he did have a stone in his head. It was the Mind Stone.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what's stopping anybody from recreating Vision? Like Shuri, who can definitely do that again and just create another Vision, or just bring him back from what he was. I mean, I don't know we don't know how far he's gone. He's just gray. That's all he is.
Oh God,
He's just gray.
he's just in a coma.
Yeah, maybe. So maybe he bring him back, and then he gets a soul stone in his head, and then he does something, and maybe there's that. I don't know. And then everybody else just dies because Thanos wants to buy. You just made me think of that. You know what? Is your theory?
Yeah, that's right there.
Okay.
So, like I said, I was shocked. Well, okay, so I want to explain my theory before I say my theory. I was shocked that Infinity War went the way it did.
As
in general.
Yeah.
Which I know, yeah. But so part of me is afraid to even try to come up with a theory because I have a feeling that they're going to come up with something nobody's going to ever think of.
Right.
But what I kind of am hoping for or have a feeling of is that they're going to go get the gauntlet or the mold, recreate a gauntlet, same thing. Take power of the Infinity Stone, and then I'm kind of curious, how far back can you go with the Time Stone? Like, can you reverse time that far? Because if you could reverse time to the point where Star-Lord punches Thanos in the head and kick him in the nuts before he does it,
Which is why he's the worst character.
but that's
Not
part.
defined.
That's part of what I'm thinking. The other part is, what about bringing more classic, and I mean classic, Marvel superheroes than just Captain Marvel? Are they going to start trying to kind of bring some of these other heroes into play?
What do you mean?
Okay, so
What do you mean by classic?
I'm meaning like original Marvel superheroes.
Who's more original? I need to know, because I mean, Iron Man's pretty original.
Well, not just so. Okay, you've got like Iron Man, Captain Marvel. You've got all the big superheroes we know of, but what about all the smaller Marvel superheroes that nobody really talks about? That had like maybe a couple of comic books written about them that everybody has overlooked.
I mean, I don't know if they're gonna bring them out in that film, just because if they are gonna do something like that, like I know they do want to do a Nova movie. I don't know if you know who Nova is, but he's
one of original.
yeah, he's one of the smaller ones. He has cosmic powers. I don't know exactly where his powers come from, but they come from a helmet.
Yeah.
But he's a cosmic being, and he actually does assist the Guardians of the Galaxy a few times. He has his own comic series. So he's one that they do want to make a movie out of. They also want to do one on the Eternals, I think it was. That's another group that is also cosmic. So they do want to make those movies. I don't think they're going to introduce them in Avengers 4.
But we also didn't think that they'd kill off so many people.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't think that they're going to do it, but I think it'd be cool if they were to tie it in.
And I mean, I wouldn't put it past them either, because you are right. I mean, this could be the introduction to these new characters and bring them new movies or bring the new movies to us. Because actually, after next year, the only movie they have slated for release is for next year is Captain Marvel, Infinity War 4, or Avengers 4, and then Spider-Man Homecoming 2. After that, they have no movies slated for release. They have movies they want to make, but they haven't put a release date yet because they don't want to give it away. So we could see a bunch of new characters coming out in Infinity War for Part 4, and then brand new movies coming out later next year or the year after. So, I mean, I wouldn't put it past them to do what you're saying, so...
I'm just hoping that this deal with FX goes through smoothly, and they do have rights to.
It'll go through.
My biggest thing is I really want to see the Fantastic Four do well. And Fantastic Four is one of are the part of the original Avengers in essence. Like they help out a lot in the comic series in the universe. So seeing them to be a part. I wish that Marvel would have had rights to Fantastic Four, because we would have seen an actual probably Planet Hulk movie. That we're not going to get now because of Thor Ragnarok happening, but with the comic storyline, which would have been great because there's so much stuff that they could do more with.
You want to say like A-Bomb and all the other Hulks, like Scar?
Eventually see that. Well, I mean, we haven't seen a She-Hulk yet, but She-Hulk was a very iconic Marvel superhero as well.
And nowadays, honestly, the She-Hulk would be huge.
Yeah, and it would be very, Which, I mean, Captain Marvel is how she's going to play a role in this, and because her movie's coming out before.
Comes out March 19th.
March 19th, and then May May
4th.
4th is the next Avengers. So
A year from yesterday.
Yeah.
Wait, May 4th is going to be Avengers. No, that's Star Wars Day. What the heck?
Well,
you guys need to fix that.
It was
Change
supposed
the
to be
date.
May 4th this year too, but they put it back.
Doesn't
a
matter.
week.
It shouldn't be May 4th. Don't disrupt Star
Was it
Wars
May
Day
7th?
with
No,
Marvel
it was May
stuff.
4th this year.
was it May 4th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you guys better change it to May 7th next year.
Yeah.
They won't.
I really hope it's not May 4th next
They
year.
will not. May 7th isn't even a week away, dude. Do your math. 11th is the one you want.
There you go.
These guys.
Well, they're not going to release a Star Wars movie on May 4th, so
You never know.
it's always Christmas.
They probably
Yeah.
won't. No, it's
Actually,
not.
no, it's not. What the hell are you
It's not.
doing?
Okay.
Well, no,
okay.
not even that. Not even that.
We're not
Because
getting
one of
into
the
this right
Star
now,
Wars-
guys.
Oh, yeah.
We're not
I
getting into
should've-
this right now.
yeah.
Whatever.
We're actually going to end it there, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you guys, Eddie and Chris, for tuning in. Not tuning in, but coming in. And actually, thank you, Eddie, for letting us use your beautiful house with your beautiful lights and setup here. He does a lot more stuff than I do. I'm working on it, but I'll get there. Eddie, you want to go and plug where you're at on social media and maybe YouTube? You have YouTube, yeah. You
Yeah,
do.
I
Go
think
ahead.
I have a YouTube.
Plug
I think
everything.
I have 4 YouTubes actually.
That's a lot of YouTubes.
Oh, you're telling me. Anyways, yeah. So I've got Disneyland _resort _photos. So Disneyland Resort Photos on Instagram, and then on YouTube just search Disneyland Resort Photos. I pop up. I've also got my photography videography company, which is not really that big of a deal, but Timeless Treasure Studios.
He's working on it. He's got a lot
Um,
going on.
And then my regular YouTube page, which is just Eddie Gonzales. So search Eddie Gonzales, but make sure you search channel, because if you just do Eddie Gonzales, you're going to see like 15 Mexican musicians who are actually really good. There's like 2 of them that actually are pretty bomb. But
With heavy
that's,
mustaches.
Yeah, they're like Tapatio style mustaches. That's not me. So make sure you look for channel, and it's me, no glasses, headshot, just sitting there going.
It's a wonderful picture.
Chris, plug yourself.
Well, you guys can follow me at Instagram at Bento Entertainment Studios, Twitter as well, Bento Ent Studios, Bento ENT Studios, or just search Bento Entertainment Studios as well. I do have a YouTube channel also, To Ferris 10. We're going to be trying to migrate that though and put more stuff on the YouTube channel, which is Bento Entertainment Studios too. You can search us up and like Eddie said, use the channel search, or you might not find us.
You might find a bento box.
Yeah, just
I mean, they're good.
Yeah,
They're-
live stream
they're
of just
tasty.
someone eating bento with
We should do that.
chopsticks.
Let's do that.
All right.
Do you even know how to eat? You know how to eat with chopsticks? Do you?
Dude, I'm
Yes,
like,
I know how to use chopsticks.
come
I'm
on.
Filipino.
Yeah,
You're Filipino
same.
Too. We're both Filipino.
we're both Asian.
And of course, you guys can always find me at the Real Life Life with the Y on Twitter, and then Real_Life with the Y again on Instagram. And you can always find me on YouTube at Real Life Entertainment. Actually, on the channel right now. Don't forget to hit the like button, and then if you guys do enjoy what we're putting out today for Infinity War and anything else, any other content I have going on, subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you guys know when I am posting, and subscribe to these guys too, because these guys are amazing. I love what they do. I'm so excited to be able to be a part of what they're doing sometimes. I have to work with this guy more, but I work with Chris a lot too, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to do in the future. So subscribe to them, support them, love them. I love them. They love me. It's all love. If you guys loved Infinity War, go and comment down below. If you guys have any opinions, theories, reviews, critiques, best, worst character, dead or dusted, whatever you guys think about the movie, comment down below, because we want to know what you all think. Very excited to hear what you guys have to say about this film. That's my timer. It means we're done. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you guys next time. See you later.